There are people today, they just wake up, they go out, and the moment they are stepping on the road, they are knocked down. You think it's coincidence? Their steps were manipulated. Because when demons want to destroy you, sometimes they program you into self-destruction. And the guy wants to travel, he delays himself on Monday, delays himself on Tuesday, and stood up on Wednesday to travel. And that Wednesday, he woke up, he kept dragging his feet until he left for the park around 11. The car he entered is already destined for accident. He didn't know why a journey that should have been on Sunday was delayed to Wednesday. And the journey was delayed to Wednesday. Of all the cars, is the one that should somersault that he entered. It's because of demonic programming. But when men begin to pray, there's a voice that travels with them. Even if the program is complete, while they are yet there, they say, no, not this one. A lady went to the airport, paid for her flight. The flight was about to take off. In fact, they hurried her because they were about shutting the door. After she pleaded, begged, they did all the necessary connection to get her on the flight. The moment she checked in her luggage, she lost her peace. Give me my bag. They said, no, they've checked it in. I need my bag, I'm not going. They said they checked it in. He said, no problem. And she walked out. The plane crashed. The question is, what about the 80 to 90 Christians that are on that flight? Is it that God specially loved this one? No. There is a heritage that is for every believer. It is the one that ascended in the spirit that picked it. If all of them picked it, all of them would have left the flight. It is one that picked it. As much as God would have loved to save everybody, the spiritual technology made for their salvation is the voice of God. And only the man who will pitch the tent of prayer will access it. But unfortunately, many died because they didn't hear God's voice. Have you not heard people that struggled and fought for what they called an opportunity, not knowing that that is the grave with the mouth open? How come they didn't hear? They said there will be a voice behind you. That voice will tell you, no, turn back. I've seen men before that invested in business so much that you will say, this is the one that will create breakthrough. When they are about to move, they lose their peace. And they say, Lord, what are you saying? What are you saying? And God said, not this one. Not this one. They quickly withdrew. And true to the voice of God, it crashed. The reason Christians are victims and they are not dominating their world is because 90% of their decision-making process is coming from their brain. They are making decisions about tomorrow with the information of today and yesterday. Who told you today and yesterday is sufficient to arrest tomorrow? The only thing that knows tomorrow, the only one that knows tomorrow is the monarch of Zion. Because his name is Alpha Omega. He's sitting in yesterday, today and tomorrow at the same time. So when he's speaking, he's not speaking in the now. He's also speaking in the tomorrow. When we pray and we hear God's voice, we secure the future because we reprogram ourselves. Many people want to get married. They go and check. The lady is working in the oil company. If we get married, at least she will bring something on the table. One of the ladies that they advised me to marry, she died last year. It pains me so much that she was cut short. It pains me. I'm not saying this as a testimony, because you can't be testifying when somebody else is hurt. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, what if I married that person? By August, I would have married in May. By August, I would have been a widow. Or a widower. They call it widower. Meanwhile, God is planning for me to start encounter Jesus in November. If I became a widow in August, how would I have heard about this? In 3 months, see where we are. All of these possibilities would have sunk. Just because I didn't hear God. Meanwhile, the one I wanted to marry, or the one I'm married to now, hear God. Oh. A lady told me in Brazil she will relocate to Nigeria. They say she loved missions. She loved mission. And when I check, she's a Brazilian. If I give birth, my son will be Nigerian and Brazilian. This thing happening in Nigeria now that we are still prophesying and praying. If I marry a Brazilian, at least if things happen while we are trusting God, there will be some way of safety. They say, oh, Brazilians, they love Nigerians. This is an she loved mission. Everything was arranged. They showed me pictures. She was like a goddess. I went home. I did like this. You don't know what we are saying. What I'm talking about here is not religion. I'm telling you how men succeed in life. The other one told me she's a partner. Before you know, my phone will shake like this. Allah has entered. I said, these are the kind of women that support ministry. No, you don't joke with it. Meanwhile, this my wife never gave a seed. One day I stood up, I said, hope I'm not about to make a mistake. Are you sure this lady believes in this calling? I said, are you sure this lady believes in this calling? Let me not come and marry somebody that tomorrow, even if I'm going for meetings, problem. Are you sure she believes in this calling? And I went and sat down, and the demon whispered to my ear, say, don't worry, she thinks she's a big woman. She thinks she's a big woman. Just ignore her. She's not serious. So when I looked at her and I said, okay, these are the feminists. They think they are important. Because, she has a master's degree. She is working as a head of sustainability in one of the leading companies in Nigeria. She has done senior managerial courses in Harvard, in Lagos Business School. So it's natural for you to look at her and say, this person is proud. And I looked at her and I said, there's pride here. There's pride. I began to interpret things by wisdom. I said, this lady is not submissive. Before I knew what was happening, 5 people came and said, hey, is it this person? Run for your life. Thank God I hear God. The last 1 year of my life is the best I've ever lived. I've not recorded, hear this, I've not recorded as much success as I've recorded in the last 1 year. Meanwhile, I have rest. See, when I'm oh Jesus, hear God. Oh. If you know what they call peace, I sleep and I roll from one side of the bed to another. Because what you need to explain to some people, you don't need to explain to her. She's mature enough to know, even before you say. I'm not trying, this is not social media hype. I'm not trying to hype her. I've never had a reason to come and explain, say, this is like this. She knows. And the things that should be a problem, before I think it, she works it out. And she doesn't even want me to say thank you. What if I had men and very important people stood against this? Very important people said, don't try it. Do you know Edo ladies? I thought you were exposed. Have you not heard about people from Edo? They brought all kinds of argument. But when I go to the place of prayer, sometimes I make up my mind that this thing is over. As I go there, the oracle will appear. They say you are about to sell off your destiny. I have seen you have weighed your future. This is the person that can bear the weight of your calling. And from the week we got married, we went to Meduguri. I was thinking, okay, I will persuade her. She's more interested. When I travel, sometimes I forget to call. Because I come back, I'm so tired. She will send me a message and say, the Lord refresh you and strengthen you. I'm praying for you. Oh, I will now feel guilty. Imagine the stress we go through. I will now come home and say, I'm sorry, I have another meeting next week. Should I go? And then I'm ready to go for a meeting. She'll stand up and say, you won't go. And then I'll call my host and say, I'm sorry, my wife said I shouldn't go. She stands up and says, he sold out, he belongs to Jesus, go. Everything people suspected was a lie. They misinterpreted her. What if I didn't hear God? By now you'd have heard that a pastor slapped his wife. And then they'll put my picture on social media. When I'm doing like this, they will now say, we said it, this anger, there's anger here. Prayer is what makes men invincible.